Picture this. It is 3 in the morning. You are fast asleep, dreaming peacefully, when suddenly you feel a heavy, intense gaze piercing through the darkness. You open your eyes and there is your fluffy dictator, sitting on your chest, staring at your soul. Do you ever think they do this just to spite you? Or maybe you assume they are just a little bit broken. The truth is, your cat isn't malfunctioning, and they aren't plotting your demise. Well, probably not. Actually, your cat has been desperately trying to communicate with you. They have been begging you their entire life to understand a few crucial things. And when we ignore these signs, we are accidentally breaking their little furry hearts. Today, we are going to translate that meow, decode those aggressive tail swishes, and reveal exactly what your cat is pleading for you to do. By the end of this video, you will be the absolute best cat parent in the world. So, grab a cup of coffee, maybe a lint roller, and let's dive in. Oh, and before we start, drop a comment down below and tell me the name of your fluffy hooligan and the weirdest thing they do. Let's see who has the craziest cat in the comments. Before we decode their secret requests, we need a quick reality check about who is actually living in your house. You might look at your cat and see a helpless, adorable little baby who sleeps in funny positions and occasionally gets scared of cucumbers. But deep down in their DNA, your cat is a fierce, highly evolved apex predator. They are solitary hunters of the desert, hardwired to chase, pounce, and protect their territory. Thousands of years ago, they struck a brilliant deal with humans. They would catch our mice, and we would worship them as gods. Fast forward to today, and while they have traded the harsh desert for soft blankets and premium canned food, their wild instincts are completely intact. They still think like tigers, just trapped in an 8-pound, extremely fluffy body. This massive disconnect between their wild biology and their modern indoor lifestyle is exactly where all the misunderstandings happen. When we expect them to act like dogs or little humans, we set ourselves up for failure. Understanding this inner tiger is the first step to finally giving them exactly what they are begging for. Let's kick things off with the ultimate feline frustration: the fake hunt. You know the drill. You wave a feather wand in their face for exactly 30 seconds, get bored, and check your phone. Meanwhile, your cat is staring at you like you just cancelled their favourite TV show mid-season. What your cat is begging for here isn't just movement. It's the thrill of the hunt. In the wild, cats stalk, pounce, catch, and then eat. When you just wiggle a toy and suddenly put it away, you leave them with a massive dose of unreleased adrenaline. That's exactly why they decide to hunt your toes under the blanket at 2 in the morning. They are practically screaming at you to let them finish the cycle. The secret here is to let them actually catch the toy. Don't be that annoying older sibling who keeps playing keep away until someone cries. Let them sink their claws into that plushy mouse, give it a good bunny kick, and feel like the apex predator they truly believe they are. And the pro tip? Follow up this victorious hunt with a small treat or their dinner. Boom! You just completed their natural sequence. Hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, and sleep. No more night zoomies, and your toes are safe. Moving on to something every cat secretly demands, but rarely gets enough of: vertical territory. Imagine living your entire life at ankle level, constantly dodging stomping feet, loud vacuum cleaners, and overly enthusiastic toddlers. It sounds absolutely terrifying, right? Well, that's exactly how your cat feels when they are stuck on the floor. Cats are natural climbers. In the wild, climbing a tree gives them a safe vantage point to spot predators and prey. When your cat scales your expensive curtains or judges you from the top of the refrigerator, they aren't trying to make you mad. They are begging for a safe, high place to call their own. They want to observe their kingdom, which is your house, from a position of absolute power. If you don't provide cat trees, floating shelves, or designated high spots, they will claim your kitchen cabinets or your bookshelves, inevitably knocking over that fragile vase your mother-in-law gave you. Building a cat superhighway isn't just crazy cat person behavior. It is a fundamental psychological need for your feline friend. Giving them the high ground drastically reduces their anxiety. Your cat is literally begging to look down on you. Now, let's talk about the bathroom situation. You wouldn't want to use a dirty, smelly toilet placed right in the middle of a loud, busy kitchen, would you? Your cat feels the exact same way. One of the biggest things cats beg for their entire lives is a clean, perfectly placed litter box. We humans love to hide litter boxes in dark, cramped corners, noisy laundry rooms next to spinning washing machines, or worse, we buy those fancy enclosed boxes with a tiny door. To a cat, an enclosed box traps all the horrible smells inside and makes them feel cornered, with no escape route if a predator, or the family dog, comes along. They are practically begging you to take the roof off. Furthermore, cats have a sense of smell that is 14 times stronger than ours. If you think the litter box is just a little bit smelly, to your cat, it is a toxic wasteland. When they start peeing on your bath mat or your favourite rug, they aren't seeking revenge because you bought the cheap food. They are desperately telling you that their bathroom is unacceptable. Keep it scooped daily, keep it uncovered, and put it in a quiet, safe space. Your floors will thank you. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you from across the room, and then they slowly close their eyes and open them again? Congratulations, you have just received a feline kiss. But here is where we break their hearts. We usually just stare back with wide, unblinking eyes. In cat language, a direct, wide-eyed stare is a profound threat. It means you are challenging them to a fight. Your cat is begging you to understand the sacred slow blink. When they give you that lazy, slow-motion wink, they are saying, "I trust you enough to close my eyes in your presence. I know you won't eat me." It is the highest compliment a cat can give. But when we don't return it, they feel rejected and confused. The next time your fluffy friend sends a slow blink your way, don't just sit there like a statue. Soften your gaze, slowly close your eyes for a couple of seconds, and gently open them. You are literally speaking their language, telling them, "I love you too, and I also promise not to eat you." Practicing this simple communication tool will build a bridge of trust between you and your cat faster than any expensive treat ever could. Try it today and watch their reaction. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the cardboard box in the living room. You just spent $80 on a plush, self-warming, memory foam cat bed that looks like it belongs in a luxury hotel. You bring it home, present it proudly, and your cat completely ignores it, choosing instead to sleep in the dirty Amazon shipping box it came in. We've all been there. But instead of throwing the box away and forcing them into the fancy bed, listen to what they are begging for. Cats crave enclosed spaces because it triggers a deep instinctual sense of security. In the wild, a small, tight den means nothing can sneak up behind them while they rest. Cardboard is also an incredible insulator, keeping their body temperature perfectly warm without any effort. When you immediately recycle every box that enters your house, you are taking away their little fortresses of solitude. They are begging you to let them be weird little box trolls. Don't break their heart by forcing human aesthetics onto them. Leave that slightly crushed shoebox on the floor for a few days. Let them enjoy the cheap thrill. Sometimes, the best things in a cat's life are completely free and entirely made of cardboard. Here is a secret that might literally save your cat's life. They are desperately begging you for moving water. Have you ever noticed your cat dipping their paw into their water bowl and licking it off, or crying at the bathroom sink whenever you turn the faucet on? We often brush this off as just another weird cat quirk, but it is actually a vital survival instinct. In the wild, standing water is a massive hazard. A stagnant puddle usually means bacteria, disease, and death. Flowing water, like a stream, means clean, safe hydration. When you put a bowl of still water next to their food dish, their instincts scream, "Do not drink this, it might be poisoned." As a result, many cats live in a constant state of mild dehydration, which leads to severe kidney and urinary tract issues later in life. They are begging you to understand why they won't drink from that beautiful ceramic bowl. The fix is incredibly simple. Get a cat water fountain. The sound and sight of bubbling, moving water will instantly trigger their natural desire to drink. Plus, keep the water far away from their food bowl, as wild cats never drink where they eat to avoid contamination. It is a game changer. The infamous belly trap. Your cat rolls onto their back, exposing that incredibly soft, fluffy, glorious tummy. It looks like an open invitation for a belly rub, right? So you go in for the petting, and suddenly, bam! You are caught in a bear hug of doom, with 4 sets of claws and sharp teeth wrapped around your hand. You feel betrayed, but the truth is, you broke their heart first by completely misunderstanding the signal. When a cat shows you their belly, they are not begging for a massage like a dog would. The belly is their most vulnerable area, protecting all their vital organs. By exposing it to you, they are offering the ultimate sign of trust. They are saying, "I feel so safe with you that I don't need to protect my vital organs right now." They are begging you to simply acknowledge this trust and appreciate it from a distance. When you dive in and aggressively rub the belly, you violate that trust, triggering their defensive reflex to fight back. The next time you see the fluffy tummy, resist the urge. Give them a gentle scratch on the chin or the cheek instead. Honor the trust, don't trigger the trap, and keep your hands scratch-free. Did you know your cat is constantly trying to claim you as their personal property? When your cat rubs their cheeks against your phone, your laptop, or your shin, they aren't just being affectionate. They have scent glands located on their cheeks, forehead, and the base of their tail. When they headbutt you, a behavior known as bunting, they are physically marking you with their unique scent. They are begging you to smell like them. To a cat, a shared family scent is the foundation of peace and security in the home. It means you are part of their tribe. But what do we humans do? We immediately take a shower, put on strongly scented lotions, or spray ourselves with heavy perfumes, washing away all their hard work. While you can't stop showering, you can understand how important this ritual is to them. When they come up to rub against you, don't push them away because you are busy. Lean into the headbutt. Let them mix their scent with yours. They are begging you to accept them as family. If you constantly reject their bunting, they feel alienated in their own territory. So let them claim you. It is a badge of honor in the feline world to be marked by the boss. Let's talk about mental health, specifically feline mental health. Indoor cats live exceptionally safe, long lives, but they often suffer from crushing boredom. Imagine being locked in a house with no internet, no books, and no television for your entire life. You would lose your mind. Your cat is begging you for entertainment, and their absolute favorite TV channel is the window. Cats are incredibly visual creatures who are stimulated by the rapid movements of birds, bugs, and leaves blowing in the wind. When you keep all the blinds tightly shut all day while you are at work, you are depriving them of their primary source of mental enrichment. They are practically crying for a view of the outside world. Don't break their heart by keeping them in a sensory deprivation chamber. Clear a space on the windowsill, open the blinds, and maybe even put a bird feeder right outside the glass. We call this Cat TV, and it provides hours of crucial psychological stimulation. It keeps their minds sharp and prevents destructive behaviours born out of pure boredom. Your cat is begging for some screen time, so give them the best seat in the house by the window. Have you ever walked up to a cat, reached your hand out to pet them, and they immediately recoiled or walked away? We often think, wow, what a jerk. But in reality, we just committed a massive feline faux pas. We didn't say hello properly. Your cat is begging you to learn the art of the proper greeting. In the cat world, friends greet each other by gently touching noses and sniffing. When a giant human hand comes swooping down from above, directly towards their head, it feels like a hawk swooping in for a kill. It is terrifying. The secret they want you to know is the finger sniff technique. Instead of reaching to pet them right away, simply extend one finger slowly and let it hover a few inches in front of their nose. Be patient. Let them come to you. They will lean in, sniff your finger, and if they are in the mood for affection, they will literally rub their cheek against your finger to guide your hand. If they sniff and turn away, respect their boundary. They are politely saying, "Not right now, thank you." By offering the finger first, you give them the power of choice, which is exactly what every control freak cat is begging for. We need to have a serious talk about your furniture. Yes, we know how frustrating it is when your cat turns your brand new velvet sofa into a shredded masterpiece. But yelling at them, or, heaven forbid, considering declawing them, is breaking their heart in the worst way possible. Scratching is not a bad habit. It is a profound biological necessity. Your cat is begging you to understand that they scratch for 3 crucial reasons: to stretch their back muscles, to shed the dead outer layers of their claws, and to leave visual and scent markers from the glands in their paws to claim their territory. When you don't provide adequate scratching posts, they have no choice but to use the couch. And no, that tiny, flimsy scratching post that falls over when they touch it does not count. They are begging for a scratching post that is tall enough for them to fully extend their bodies and sturdy enough not to wobble. Place it right next to the furniture they love to scratch. If you provide them with an appropriate outlet that meets their engineering standards, they will happily leave your expensive sofa alone. Stop fighting their nature and start providing better alternatives. Cats are the ultimate micromanagers, and they thrive on one thing above all else: absolute routine. Your cat is begging you for predictability. Unlike dogs, who are generally happy to go with the flow as long as they are with you, cats are deeply tied to their environment and their schedule. In the wild, unpredictability means danger. When you constantly change their feeding times, rearrange the living room furniture every weekend, or frequently host loud, chaotic parties, you are sending their nervous system into absolute overdrive. They express this stress in ways we hate: peeing outside the box, excessive grooming, or hiding under the bed for days. They are practically on their little furry knees, begging you to keep things boring. Try to feed them at the exact same times every day. Keep their litter box in the same spot. If you have to make changes to the house, do it gradually. When your cat knows exactly what to expect from their day, their anxiety levels plummet and they become incredibly relaxed and affectionate companions. Embrace the routine, become the boring, predictable servant they desire, and watch your cat's happiness skyrocket. Let's uncover the mystery of the sleeping cat. Cats sleep an average of 12 to 16 hours a day, and sometimes even more. When you see them curled up looking like a perfect little croissant, it is incredibly tempting to walk over and give them a big smooch or a belly rub. But please, stop doing this. Your cat is begging you to let them sleep undisturbed. As predators, their bodies need massive amounts of rest to store energy for short, intense bursts of hunting. Even though they are just hunting a laser pointer, their biology doesn't know the difference. When you constantly wake them up for a photo op or a cuddle session, you are disrupting their deep REM sleep. Over time, this makes them irritable, stressed, and even physically sick. Imagine if someone woke you up every time you looked cute while sleeping. You would lose your mind. Your cat wants you to respect their resting periods. If they are in their bed, treat it as a sacred do not disturb zone. Let them come to you when they wake up and are ready for interaction. Providing them with the peace and quiet they are begging for will result in a much sweeter, happier kitty when they are finally awake. Have you ever been petting your cat? Everything seems perfect. They are purring loudly. And then out of nowhere they bite your hand. This is known as petting-induced aggression, and it is a classic case of a cat begging you to stop while you completely miss the signs. Cats have incredibly sensitive neurological systems. While they enjoy physical affection, their hair follicles can quickly become overstimulated, turning pleasure into literal pain. They don't bite out of nowhere. They are begging you to read their body language. Before the bite happens, there are always warning signs. The tail will start twitching aggressively. The ears might flatten slightly to the sides. The skin on their back might ripple, and the purring will suddenly stop. When you ignore these glaring red flags and keep petting, they have no choice but to use their teeth to say, "I said enough!" The secret here is to leave them wanting more. Pet them for a few minutes, then stop. Let them initiate more contact if they want it. Pay close attention to their tail because the tail never lies. Respecting their physical limits is the ultimate way to show them you truly understand their needs. We need to talk about your house's fragrance. As humans, we love scented candles, essential oil diffusers, strong citrus floor cleaners, and heavily perfumed air fresheners. But your cat is silently begging you to turn it all off. A cat's sense of smell is their primary way of understanding the world. It is incredibly delicate and powerful. To them, that lovely lavender and lemon plug-in air freshener smells like a toxic chemical factory explosion. Many essential oils, especially eucalyptus, tea tree, and anything citrus, are actually highly toxic to cats and can cause respiratory distress and liver damage. Even if it isn't toxic, strong artificial smells cause them massive anxiety because it masks their own comforting scent markers around the house. They feel like strangers in their own home. Your cat is begging you for a neutral, unscented environment. If you must clean, try using pet-safe, unscented products. Ditch the strong perfumes when you are cuddling with them. Allowing the house to smell like, well, just a house, provides them with immense psychological relief. They don't want a pine forest. They just want to smell you and their litter box. Are you serving your cat their food straight out of the refrigerator? If so, you might be breaking their little culinary heart every single day. Your cat is begging you to pay attention to the temperature of their meals. In the wild, cats catch fresh prey. Fresh prey has a specific temperature, body temperature, which is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 38 degrees Celsius. Their entire digestive system and sense of taste are optimized for warm food. When you pop open a can of high-quality, expensive cat food that has been chilling in the fridge and plop it cold onto their plate, their instincts are highly confused. Cold food often signifies a dead animal that has been sitting around too long, which means dangerous bacteria. That is why your cat will sniff the cold food, give you a look of utter disgust, and try to bury it with invisible dirt. They are begging you to warm it up. You don't need to cook it. Just add a little bit of warm water and stir it in. This not only brings the food up to a natural, appealing temperature, but the heat also releases the savoury aromas that trigger their appetite. Plus, it adds vital hydration. It is a massive win-win. Here is a hard truth that every cat parent needs to hear. Your cat is begging you to stop punishing them. When your cat jumps on the counter or scratches the rug, our human instinct is to yell, clap our hands loudly, or spray them with a water bottle. We think we are teaching them a lesson, but we are actually just destroying our bond. Cats do not understand negative reinforcement the way humans or even dogs might. They don't feel guilt. When you spray them with water, they don't think, "Oh, I shouldn't be on the counter." They think, "My giant human suddenly turned into a terrifying monster and attacked me for no reason." They will still go on the counter. They will just wait until you are not in the room to do it. Your cat is begging for positive reinforcement. Instead of punishing the bad behavior, reward the good behavior. Give them a treat every time they use their scratching post. Praise them when they sleep in their designated bed. Make the counter unappealing by placing double-sided tape on it so the environment corrects them, not you. By removing fear from your relationship, you give them the safety and trust they spend their entire lives begging for. Have you ever noticed that your cat insists on being in the same room as you, but the moment you try to touch them or pick them up, they run away? It can feel like a totally toxic relationship. But your cat is actually engaging in a beautiful feline behavior called social resting. They are begging you to just let them be an invisible companion. Not every interaction needs to be physical. In the feline world, simply choosing to occupy the same space as another creature is a massive declaration of affection and loyalty. They want to be near you, they want to observe you, and they want to feel the warmth of your presence, but they don't necessarily want to be smothered with hugs and kisses. When we force them onto our laps against their will, we break that peaceful vibe. They are pleading with you to understand that sitting on the opposite end of the couch, completely ignoring you while they wash their paws, is their way of saying, "I love you and I feel safe here." Let them enjoy the quiet companionship. Stop forcing the cuddles, and you will find that when you respect their space, they will eventually seek out your lap on their own terms. Let's talk about grooming, but not the stressful kind where you try to clip their nails while they scream like a banshee. We are talking about mutual grooming. Cats groom each other not just for cleanliness, but to establish social bonds and reinforce the group's shared scent. When your cat randomly starts licking your arm or your hair with that incredibly rough sandpaper tongue, they aren't trying to taste you. They are begging you to participate in the family bonding ritual. And how do we participate? By brushing them. Many cats absolutely adore being gently brushed, especially around the face, neck, and the base of the tail, the areas they can't easily reach themselves. When you take 5 minutes a day to softly brush their fur, you are speaking their language of love fluently. You are acting as the ultimate mother cat. It lowers their blood pressure, reduces hairballs, and tells them that they are a cherished member of the pack. So don't just brush them when they are shedding all over your black pants. Brush them as a daily act of love. They are begging for this deep, instinctual connection that only grooming can provide. Finally, the absolute biggest thing your cat is begging for their entire life is simply this: patience and acceptance. We bring these tiny predators into our homes and expect them to adapt perfectly to our loud, chaotic human world. We get annoyed when they act like cats. We get frustrated when they knock things over, when they wake us up early, or when they refuse to use the fancy bed. But your cat is begging you to remember that they are doing their absolute best. They don't do things out of spite or malice. Every weird, annoying, or destructive behavior is just a natural instinct looking for an outlet. They are begging you to accept their feline nature, to laugh at their quirks instead of getting angry, and to provide an environment where they can be their true, wonderful, weird selves. When you stop trying to force a cat to be a dog and start appreciating the subtle, quiet, and hilarious ways they show affection, you unlock a level of companionship that is truly magical. They are begging you to just love them exactly as they are: claws, nighttime zoomies, cardboard boxes, and all. Give them that patience, and they will give you their heart forever. So, there you have it. Now you know exactly what is going on inside that beautiful fluffy head. Your cat isn't trying to drive you crazy. They are just begging you to learn a little bit of their language. From providing the right kind of scratching posts and mastering the slow blink, to simply respecting their boundaries and warming up their food, these small changes will completely revolutionize your relationship with your pet. We know they can be absolute tyrants sometimes, waking us up at ungodly hours and destroying our curtains. But despite all the shenanigans, we love them endlessly. They are our tiny house tigers, and we wouldn't trade them for the world. If you found these feline secrets helpful, please do your cat a favor and hit that like button right now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more perfect tips and tricks to keep your pets happy. And definitely share this video with another cat parent who needs to hear this. Now it's your turn. I want to know, what is the absolute weirdest, funniest thing your cat does that makes you question their sanity? Tell me all about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.